Hello guys, what's up? This is Mortaza. Welcome back to a Coder's Journey. In this playlist, I am talking about the most important software development principles, the principles that can help us write better code, cleaner code, more maintainable and more testable code, and they will also help us to become more, effective developers, and also help us to land our dream jobs because these principles are often talked about in job interviews. So I hope you have already watched the previous videos in this playlist. If that's not the case, please make sure you do. In this video, I'm going to talk about another principle which I think is very important, the KISS principle, or keep it simple, stupid. The title, I think, speaks for itself. Keep it simple, stupid is all about simple code, writing simple code. So let's move on. The keep it simple, stupid principle advocates for simplicity in code. So your code should be simple to understand, right? Simpler code is more favorable than complex code. So whenever you want to solve a problem, try to solve it in the simplest form possible. Do not overcomplicate your solution unnecessarily. So in order to be a better programmer, to follow this principle, you need to write simpler code. How? There are many ways to write simple code. One of them, I think, is to follow the clean coding principles, which I have talked about, right, in my playlist about clean code. But there are also other things that can help you write simpler code. For example, language features. So in C#, we have a feature called LINQ, Language Integrated Query. Using LINQ methods or operators can help us write simpler code. How? For example, you can get rid of a complex for each statement, which is going through the different elements of an array, and for each element, it is checking something. And if that check returns true, something will happen. For example, that element will be taken and, will be inserted into another array, and so on. So you can get rid of this for each statement using the where method or the where operator of LINQ in C#. So language features can help us write better code, cleaner code, simpler code. Use them. So always be on the lookout of the features that the language you use offers, and then go for them, right? Use them, but do not use them. Do not overuse them. Using these features, like for example LINQ, excessively will overcomplicate your code. So you kind of have to strike a balance between ignoring a language feature altogether and using that feature excessively. So for example, these LINQ statements, they are great. They can help you reduce the unnecessary complexity in your code. But if you overuse them, you will make your code again complex, because long chained statements of LINQ can help the code difficult to understand. So as I told you, you need to be able to strike a balance. So one of the ways to write simpler code is to use the different features that the language offers. For example, LINQ is offered in .NET. In C#, you can use LINQ and the different operators that it offers in order to get rid of the unnecessary complexity in your code. KISS prompts the consideration of code readability, maintainability. So adhering to KISS means that for a piece of code, being readable and more maintainable is very important, right? So it means that if a piece of code is comprehensible for a programmer, either you or your colleagues, this is better, even if it is not very elegant. This is better than having a piece of code which solves a problem in a very complex way. Because, I was reading somewhere a couple of days ago, in the past, the public used to think of programmers as very, intelligent people because they can, work with a computer. They can write some code, they can instruct the computer, and the computer will, do whatever they want, right? So programmers started to solve even the easiest problems in the most complex ways, right? So try to avoid that. If your piece of code is understandable, is comprehensible for you and your colleagues, this is very good. This is preferred over more intricate, complex solutions. As I told you, using language features, using the principles of writing clean code, they can all be helpful. An alternate perspective on KISS is to assess whether the code is likely to be easily repaired by an average programmer working under pressure during a production defect or outage. So take a look at your code and ask yourself this question: can a junior programmer or an average programmer change this code or repair this code or maintain this code under pressure or whenever something happens in production? If your answer to that question is yes, so you can say that that code follows the KISS principle. If your answer to that question is no, which means that an average programmer will not be able to go through the code, understand it, and then, make modifications, then that code is probably violating the KISS principle. So always try to write simpler code. Simple code is great. When you write simple code, you understand it better, your colleagues understand the code better. Chances are an average programmer who will be responsible for the maintenance of the code will understand the code better. While leveraging the full power of language and tooling is essential, KISS suggests that when faced with two equal implementations, as I told you, the simpler solution is generally the better choice. So always go for simpler code, even if the simpler version of your solution is not taking full advantage of the power of your language, of the programming language or the tooling that you are using. So in my opinion, between a code which is more comprehensible, which is easier to understand, and a piece of code that solves the same problem, but in a more complicated way, I will, of course, go for the first one, right? Because code is complex as it is, right? Software applications, developing them is a complex thing as it is. So we do not want to introduce unnecessary complexity in the code base, right? Because we have complexity, we have enough complexity as it is. Always try to keep your code simple, easy to understand, not only for yourself, but also for your colleagues. And as I told you, an average programmer who will be working with your code under pressure when a bug arises in production. So that was all I wanted to tell you about KISS. Keep it simple, stupid. Stay around, guys, for the next video. If you have anything to say, just leave a comment in the comment section. I'd be more than happy to hear from you guys. If you want me to talk about a specific topic or teach you guys a specific technology, just go for it, tell me, and I will gladly, put it on my to-do list to teach you guys about that specific topic you want. Share this video with a friend. In the next video, guys, we are going to talk about another very important principle: don't repeat yourself. Stay around until later. Bye bye.